I cannot even begin to explain how hyped I was for this. Sure, this only got announced prior to September 2019, but we all kind of figured this was going to happen after Crash came back with its Switch release. Ah, you're welcome. Called it! While Spyro is also no stranger to Nintendo consoles, such as GameCube, Wii, and of course Wii U and Game Boy Advance and Nintendo DS, his first 3 original adventures were not seen outside the PlayStation era. On the PlayStation console, outside the PlayStation consoles. So there you have it. Spyro 1 focuses on Spyro rescuing dragons from Crystal and defeating Nasty Nork. Spyro 2 focuses on Spyro defeating on his way through Avalar to defeat Ripto and his minions, and Spyro 3 focuses on Spyro rescuing the dragon eggs and on his way to defeat the sorceress. While this, and I gotta say, I absolutely love this Spyro remaster treatment. They actually did it. The Mad Lads actually did it. Spyro got the remaster treatment on the Switch, other than Xbox One and PS4, of course. Also, he's blazed up with Snoop Dogg in a commercial one time. Prior to that, and I gotta say, I am impressed with this port. This is easily to take it with me anywhere, at the beach, in the car, or anywhere I go. I gotta say. So, there you have it. Although a few characters make a return, such as Hunter, Bianca, Alora, Moneybags, and of course the Professor and Sergeant Bird and Bentley and Sheila and Agent 9, of course. Sorry. Although it can get a little different. Although it can get a bit confusing at times like this, such as in Spyro 3 sometimes, but I actually don't mind those problems a bit. So, yeah, I had a lot of stuff I had a few stuff to cover around here. So, the enemies are different from their original designs. A lot. In Spyro 1, you collect gems and chase thieves that are carrying dragon eggs. And of course, the dragons are a lot different than their previous designs in the original. Yeah. There is a lot going on nowadays with remaster treatments, like remasters are going on remaster treatments. I gotta tell you, I'm already in heaven here. Some of the "thank you for releasing me" dragons have alternate dialogue. Of course, I could be wrong, but the sunset here is actually very cool at a time like this. Don't get me wrong though, I am right. Still cool. Sheila the kangaroo played a lot fun to play than in the original. Alora, oh, they made Alora like super cute now. I love it. And also they made Ripto have a lot teeth than in the original. And also Crush and Gulp have a whole lot of teeth too. And look at Moneybags. I love it. I love that design. Don't worry, you can still pay if you want. And also, they fixed that strange, bizarre female bird voice. Like, Romeo, Romeo. And they fixed it to Romeo, Romeo. Better. I love it. It's just my opinion. Don't get me wrong though, still pretty good here. And also Hunter shows up every now and then in mini games, so for you to collect orbs and which is of course you collect in levels and stuff like that. Throughout Spyro 2, of course. The Pet Wolf Challenge can be a lot fun than before, and check out the idols in Spyro 3. And now we're moving on to Spyro. You collect all the dragon eggs, which of course is what I kind of mentioned here. They have many different names. Stephanie, Kermit, James? Yeah. Something like that. And also there are minigames to go through, such as other characters too, such as, oh look at Sheila, I love it. Even better than the original, as I would say myself, with a hairdo and backpack and a adventure ranger vest. I love it. Oh, she can even fight back better than the original. Since the flights are a lot fun nowadays, they can be tough sometimes. Back to Sheila. She can jump higher than the original. As for the skateboarding, I love it. You can even skateboard with Hunter, who has a real cool design now, if I do say so myself. And of course, there's the lava. Can't forget about that. Oh, and those enemies can be flamed too, as always. Oh, and Spyro, if you start charging, the soundtrack's speed starts a galloping sound. And this trailer was on Nintendo Direct, and I cannot even believe that this trailer was released. Now back to the gameplay. And also Bianca looks a lot like Lola Bunny from Looney Tunes, as well as Space Jam, for instance. And if you stop, the music slows down a bit. So that's interesting. They also got rid of the whole gems flying across the screen thing. That's disappointing, but back to the good stuff. The bosses in Spyro 1 are a lot easier as well. And also, the trailer looks a lot cooler. Take Toasty for instance. It's a lot cooler than it was on the PS1 version. And check out that grass. Pretty green, as might I say. Oh, and Spyro 1 has some skill points like 2 and 3 did. Sparks can point to missing gems from the start of each game, thank the heavens. And even though I loved Carlos Alazraqui as the voice of Spyro in this game, Tom Kenny reprises his role from 2, 3, and Enter the Dragonfly, and now voices Spyro in all 3 games. Spyro 1, 2, and 3. That's interesting. Oh, and Sergeant Bird waddles when he walks. Forgot about him. Gulp in particular, way too much of a difficulty spike. I'm not sure why that is. Thankfully, Crush and Ripto are still really good at the boss fights, I mean, you know. Oh, and the Sorceress, the wicked old Sorceress, the battle in Year of the Dragon, including the one with the 2 battles with the Sorceress, are still really good. And there is a good ending with, and there is another ending with Enter the Dragon, another ending with Year of the Dragon, which I'm not going to really spoil because it's really, really adorable, but you'll have to see for yourself. You're going to have to unlock everything. Oh, and this ice looks really cool. The one guy in the original, one of the Electros just slapped the other one for no reason. As funny as that was, I'm not gonna lie. Now, no longer happens. Nice touch. Oh, and motion blur makes a comeback. Motion blur is not a problem at all, actually. I actually like it a lot. I'm not blind. I don't wear glasses. So, that's nice. Oh, and the supercharge makes a comeback as well. Can you charge a giant Nork? Nope. Just flame them. And can you flame metal? Nope. So run. So charge then. Oh, and check out this gameplay with Sheila. With the canyons. Pretty cool, as I might say. And pretty restored. Oh, and the only thing about this game that kinda stinks or sucks is the enemies in Twilight Harbor in Spyro 1. They got these goo guns now, and as well as the dinos with the cannons with sausages. Now say what you will about guns in cartoony games. Oh, and the thieves make a comeback as well. You still get to chase them throughout Spyro 1 and 3, of course. So, there are many dragons to unlock in Spyro 1 as well, so, yeah. Alright, Year of the Dragon starts out with Rabbit and with Bianca and a bunch of Rhinox stealing eggs for the Sorceress. And check out those cutscenes, they are pretty cool. These cutscenes are pretty cool. And there are all new voice actors. That is, well, Tom Kenny reprises his role from 2, 3, and Enter the Dragonfly, and now voices Spyro in all 3 games. How about that? Oh, and check out this with the PlayStation and Switch versions that I have. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. And as I was saying, there are a bunch of voice actors like Tom Kenny as Spyro, who has voiced many characters such as SpongeBob SquarePants and Gary and the French narrator and Patchy the Pirate, among others, in SpongeBob. And even Dog and Cat Dog, among others. And even Dog and Cliff from Cat Dog, among others. And there's also Robbie Damon, who voices Hunter, and Melissa Hutchison, who is Bianca, and of course Greg Berger reprises his role as Ripto, Crush, and Gulp. And Chantal Berry voices Sheila, of course, and Tom Kenny, of course, other than Spyro, voices Sergeant Bird and the Professor, respectively, of course, while Crash had a few voice actors, that is, and a bunch of gameplay. Spyro had a whole bunch of power-ups and a whole lot of gameplay and a whole lot of voice actors. Now let's get back to the voice actors. You see, Oh, Sissy Jones voices the Sorceress, who is also a voice actor for Ami and Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel, that is. And there's also, Dave B. Mitchell, who is Bentley the Yeti. Thank you very much. Yeah. Oh, and there's also Richard Tatum, who reprises his role as Agent 9, as well as taking on the role of Bartholomew, that is. And haven't I just seen that the Norks are just a bit too ugly? Wasn't that the whole point? And don't forget to subscribe for more other videos I have. And I have a bunch of cool shows I make on there too, as well as game episodes, yeah. So, of course, there is also these Riptoks, of course. They are ugly as well, might I say. Oh, and Fracture Hills, how can I forget about this? I managed to super breath the stone trolls, that is. Oh, and like I said with the cutscenes, they are beautiful. Yeah. Oh, and try not to get burned with the lava in Magma Cone, that is. Oh, and speaking of which, the one guy in Magma Cone still burns a lava-filled death. I'm glad they maintained that, because in Twilight Harbor, the guns are turned into purple slime. You know, goo guns, that is. Oh, and Hunter, you can still do the gliding and hovering challenges, that is. Yeah, the tips in 2 and 3, that is. No matter what you collect, whether it's gems, dragons, orbs, talisman, or dragonflies, or dragon eggs, that is. Or in A Hero's Tale, light gems, or dark, or dragon eggs, or whatever. For concept art, that is. Sheila the Kangaroo already played fine in the original, no major complaints here, but her jumping is pretty cool in Reignited. And check out this Arabian section, pretty intense, might I say. Oh, let's get on to Gulp. Gulp got too much of a difficulty spike. I don't know why that is. Thankfully, the Ripto fight is still really cool. It was pretty early about that, I'm not gonna lie. It's just as awesome as ever. Thank goodness. Oh, and Breeze Harbor, am I right? Oh, and this sparkling thing used for enemies is used instead of gems in 1 and 3, that is. Oh, and how about Sunny Sprees? Pretty cool, as I might say. Oh, and also Nancy, the ice skater, makes like the original, need your help on defeating Rhinox in her ice skating challenge, that is. Yeah. You know. Oh. And Sheila the Fawn, same name as Sheila the Kangaroo, also gives you a talisman, which is a pet flute, that is. makes sense. So I reckon you pick up this at a local store or GameStop or whatever, and I have a lot of stuff to cover about the Spyro Reignited Trilogy. It had mighty big boots to fill, and I think Sanzaru Games did a really cool job with the Switch port, as well as Toys for Bob did on the PS4 and Xbox One versions. And of course we have Zoe. I forgot about her. Which she zaps you like this, and she'll take you back to where you left off before. Spyro the Dragon, Ripto's Rage, and Year of the Dragon. 3 great games to play on the go or at home. Wouldn't worth be double dipping, if I do say so myself. For me, I give it a 10 out of 10 rating, like I did with Insane Trilogy and Nitro Fueled. Of course. Those, as I gotta say, the loading times are a lot fun when you get to move Spyro around, if I do say so myself. Spyro, Hunter, Bianca, Ripto, Moneybags, on behalf of them, this game is absolutely amazing. Oh, and don't forget the language select. You'll have to... It's fun to... Which is not my kind of thing. Well, sometimes it could be. Maybe in the future. I don't know. Maybe. The gems are a lot cool to collect. I recommend you pick this up at a local GameStop or store or Best Buy or Target or Walmart or sorts of stores. This is Bandicoot Lover signing off and saying, as well, as always, play it.